I'm Ashton Marcus, and I'm on location at Long Beach Playhouse for the opening of By the Way, Meet Vera Stark.
Ashton Marcus, KUCI, 88.9 FM in Irvine, and you're?
Hi, I'm Robert Agiu. I am a student at Cal State University Long Beach in the theater program there, and I'm here at the Long Beach Playhouse performing in the show By the Way, Meet Vera Stark. I play the role of, two roles actually, Maximilian von Oster, a director from Russia, and Peter Wright Davies, a rock star from the great old UK.
Great. This is actually a very interesting play about black actors. So what do you think about it?
Well, it's about black Hollywood, and we don't really see a lot of movies and things deal about. Well, in the end, the shows are really about Gone with the Wind, without actually not being about Gone with the Wind. But yeah, it's supposed to be about it, and how Mammy is there, and how her life and what happens behind the screen with that. And it really follows that in a very light-hearted way, to where it almost helps you see into it. And it's a two-act show where Act 1 sets up for Act 2. You observe Act 1, and then you diagnose it with the actors on stage for Act 2. Very interesting show. It opened up in 2012 in Philadelphia and New York City, and it's great to be here in Long Beach. I think it's the first, most modern show we put on here in the Long Beach Playhouse, and we took a lot of liberties with the stage. It's actually very historically different from what we usually do here.
Well, thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you for coming.
Hi, I'm Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI, 88.9 FM in Irvine, and you're?
My name is Adana Kenlo. I was born and raised in Long Beach. I live in Lakewood now. I went into acting via improv and stand-up comedy, and it's been kind of a natural progression from there. I played Vera Stark. Vera Stark is a young actress, a young black actress in 1933, and she's trying to make it in Hollywood, trying to overcome the racial stereotypes and the breadcrumbs given to black people at the time.
So what do you think about this play?
I love this play. It's hilarious, and at the same time, it's a social commentary about racism and stereotypes.
Yeah. So what did you think about Black America back then? I mean, I know you're probably too young for that, but anything that you heard from your family, anything that you really striking impression that you have from it?
Well, from what I remember of 1933, it was a rough time for people of color. Yeah, there really wasn't much. It was kind of black society and white society, as you were, kind of an us and them thing, and they had a really tough time. For the rich, it was a really great time, but for the poor and pretty much everyone else, not so much. It was really, really hard, and they had to struggle a lot harder than we do today. I think even now, people, maybe some black people feel like they have to fear for their lives on a daily basis, but not like it was then.
Do you feel you have any kind of debt to pay for actors or actors of that type back then?
Absolutely. I think that any work I do now is because of them. And so I just try to do the best that I can in kind of a repayment to all the hard work and the blood that they shed over what I'm able to do today.
Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you so much.
I'm Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI, 88.9 FM in Irvine, and you're?
I'm Sierra Marks. I'm from Las Vegas originally, lived in New York for 13 years, and just moved to Los Angeles a year ago.
And which character did you play?
Gloria Mitchell. She's a 1930s starlet who's just always vying for the winning role, and will stop at nothing to get it.
So what do you think of this play?
I think it's smart, I think it's funny, I think it's has a really great message, and I think it's important to look at, especially in the setting of Los Angeles and Hollywood, and what the expectations are for actors and performers.
Yeah, look at your bio. You actually have a Shakespearean background.
I do, yeah. I have done a lot of classical theater.
How does this compare to classical theater?
Well, the first act is a very screwball comedy, so there's a lot of kind of more timing and presentational acting, and a lot of like Shakespeare comedy feeds into that, so a lot of hamming things up.
Okay, well, thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you. Have a great night.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI, 88.9 FM in Irvine, and you're?
LaTanya Kitchen. I moved here from Orlando, Florida, and I currently am working and just doing acting on the side, and it's been amazing. This is my first debut at Long Beach Playhouse, and I am loving it, and I'm just pretty much just waiting to continue with acting here in California and what other opportunities are offered to me. So it's been amazing. I played Lottie McBride and also a second character, Carmen Levy Green. Lottie McBride is a roommate with Vera Stark and Anna Marie in the first act, and she's a maid and she sews labels into t-shirts for money. Carmen Levy is a professional professor, and she pretty much studies the acting, the life of actresses in early Hollywood, and she devoted her time in her life to finding out about Vera Stark and what her life has been about.
So what do you think of the play?
I think it's absolutely brilliant. I think it was brilliantly written, and I do not regret trying out for this play. It's been amazing. It's wonderfully written. Great play.
Okay. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and you are?
Oh yes, hi, I'm Veronica Sims. I'm originally from Virginia. I lived in Chicago for 12 years, and then I just moved here to Long Beach about a year and a half ago. And I went to college at Kenyon College and majored in drama, and then also studied at the British American Drama Academy.
Great.
I played Anna Mae Simpkins and Afua Asada Ajobo. One is a woman that is passing to be Brazilian to get into a movie, and the other is a radical journalist poet who really wants to speak her mind and make a difference.
Okay, what do you think of this play?
I loved it. I loved it. Absolutely. I loved the script and all of the cast.
Were you offended by, say, the way the play was in the old days?
No, not at all. I think it's very realistic and truthful. Yeah.
Some people would describe it as, say, Thurgood Marshall. The old version is basically Booker T. Washington's Black America. The new one is actually Thurgood Marshall's Black America. What do you think about that?
I don't know. I mean, I guess I can see that point, but it just seems realistic to me. It's 30s, 70s, and then 2003, so I think it's on point. Yeah.
All right, well, thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and you're?
I'm Brian Taylor. I'm originally from Ohio. I served in the Marine Corps for 5 years, and after I got out, I stayed out here in California and decided to pursue acting.
Great. And which character did you play?
I played Leroy Barksdale, and I played Herb Forrester.
Okay. Could I have a brief synopsis on those characters?
Okay, so Leroy, he's originally from Louisiana and moved out to Hollywood to start his own orchestra. He's got a little bit of a flash temper, and and he meets Vera Stark, and he's just amazed by her beauty and her talent, and eventually ends up marrying her. And then he gets arrested for actually killing a drunk heckler to death at one of his shows. And then Herb, he's an intellectual, he's just kind of full of himself a little bit too.
So basically, what do you think about this play anyway?
What I think about the play, I'd never even heard about it until I came to audition for it. And once I read it, I was just amazed that, it's basically two plays combined together. The first act is completely different from the second. You start out in the 30s, and then the second act you're in 2003, and then they flash back to the 70s, and it's kind of all over the place, but it comes together in the end. It's an awesome play.
Yeah, some people would say it's kind of like in the old days, it was like Booker T. Washington's Black America.
Right.
In the modern days, it's like Thurgood Marshall's Black America.
Right.
What do you think about that?
Well, I mean, I was telling my dad about the play because actually my dad and my grandmother, they actually grew up. My grandmother grew up during the Civil Rights Movement in the South, and the way that she explained like her day to day of how segregated everything was and how they just had to live, and it blew my mind just learning about everything that had to take place back then and what they had to go through. So, yeah.
Well, thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
I'm Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and you're?
I'm Skip Glass. I've been doing community theater for actively since 1990. Before that, I've done a lot of different kind of theater, improv. I'm originally from San Francisco, where I was an improvisational actor, Spaghetti Jam and North Beach and stuff like that. I was Slosvik and Brad Donovan. Slosvik is the head of the studio. He's the money man, and the scene that Slosvik is seen in is the tension between money and artistic endeavor, and just like in life.
So what do you think about this play?
I love this play. I read this play and I wanted a piece of this play. I was willing to carry a spear just to be part of it. So I'm very grateful that I have 2 roles to do. I couldn't be happier. I think it's an incredible cast, and I hope more people come out and see it, because it's really an excellent piece of work.
Thank you very much for being on the show.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you for coming.
My name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and you're?
Oh, Veronica Bryant, and I play Vera Stark, the 70-year-old Vera Stark. Yes, and I'm from Michigan. I'm from Detroit, Michigan.
Okay.
And this was my first adventure, I'll let you know. But it was just beautiful. The cast were beautiful, and my director, Greg, he was simply marvelous. But I know I put a few gray hairs in his head. But thank God everything worked out beautifully.
Have you been acting for a while?
No, this is my first. First out here live like this. I've only done readings, but no, this is my first.
Oh, you actually did quite well for your first play.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I'll tell you, I prayed a lot and I asked for a lot of prayers. But thank God. I'm just hoping everybody enjoyed it, and I hope everyone come out and see it, because it's a beautiful story.
Yeah.
So, and
I love the play myself.
Oh, thank you so much for coming, and I'm glad you enjoyed it. And please, I hope everyone else come out and see it.
Actually, what was it like? Is this very realistic to Black America in the old days?
Yes, everyone tells me that it was. The ones that are been in Hollywood or in the music field, that's the way it was. But, you know, when you push for something and you really love something, it's always a good story at the end.
All right. Well, thank you very much for being on the show.
Okay, and thank you for your interview.
Ashton Marcus with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and you're?
Lorraine Winslow. Well, I've been doing this theater thing for about 40 years, since I was this high. Anyway, all over Orange County and New Mexico and whatever. But I hadn't been in this theater for the last, it was 30 years since I've been in this theater before. I was there years ago, but, and I love this theater. This is a great theater. Hi, darling.
Wonderful band.
Isn't this a great show? I stay brilliant.
All around.
They are brilliant. I love this cast. I'd like to take them home with me.
So good to see you on stage again.
I know. Thank you. I played the older Gloria Mitchell.
Okay.
The aging actress. Hi, honey.
Thank you very much for being on my show.
Thank you for interviewing me.
I'm Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and you're?
Gregory Cohen, director of By the Way, Meet Vera Stark.
So why did you choose to direct this play?
Because it was a story dealing with very heavy African American issues in an incredibly light and good humored way. And I thought it was something that could communicate with an audience.
So basically, when you did the casting for this, what were you looking for?
I got really lucky. I was looking for multi-talented individuals that physically fit the parts that I needed to cast. It was very specific what these people were supposed to look like. And I got amazingly lucky. I got a wonderful group of people auditioning and that I could cast perfectly.
Were you trying to bring out any message, any kind of theme that you were trying to centralize on?
And the main theme is that people are forced into being symbols for issues. And the doing of that takes away their humanity even more than the issues themselves do.
I love the play.
Thank you so much. It was a blast to direct. I love this cast. They are wonderful people.
Thank you very much for being on the show.
Absolutely, thank you.
By the Way, Meet Vera Stark will be playing at Long Beach Playhouse from April 11th to May 9th. For more information, go to www.lbplayhouse.org or search for AMB Theatre on Facebook.